Welcome to Topic Time.
Topic Time, where we talk about what you think about.
Relationship conflict is a normal disagreement between the interdependent people stemming from differing opinions, desires, needs, beliefs, or values which can lead to tension, frustration, or argument. While unhealthy conflict can harm well being and relationships, healthy, well managed conflict can strengthen connections by fostering understanding, communication, and growth. So, tonight on Topic Time, we are discussing conflict resolution strategies, turning disagreements into growth opportunities. Let's discuss. Joining me tonight on Topic Time, Miss Philo, Nana Ehuntehun, and Nana Bans, who's joined us on the line. Hello, Nana.
Hey.
Yes. Good evening, and thank you for joining us once
Good evening,
again.
Miss Philo, and good evening, Nana Huntahun.
Nana
Thank you, Harry.
Hello. Good evening. Miss Philomena, I'm here.
Yes, Miss Philomena.
Yeah, Nana Banks.
Nana,
Hello.
I've been told that if you don't get yourself here in the next edition of the show, they will storm your office
You see,
with the bulldozer.
Nana, he owes me a visit.
Yeah, hopefully he will show up.
Yes,
So we've been joined by
I'll be there.
Ehuntehun.
Hopefully next week I'll be there. Hopefully.
Okay, let me write it. Next week date will be 15th. 15th October 2025. Nanaban says he'll be in the studio.
I'll be in the studio.
It's been written,
Yeah,
signed
I
on.
would like to.
You would like to. You are on, Nana.
Nana, how are you?
Well, I'm doing with my brother. How are you also doing?
Yeah, Brabonankasa, I or Morty. Now I was looking for admission for someone at St. Augustine's. But the person said no, he doesn't want Augustine's because it's a girls' school.
Oh,
So,
goodness.
I mean,
That's
that's by the way. But I heard you
Topic
calling
Time.
a name Philomena. But I've also said that name is Philomena.
Nana, please, is it your name?
let me issue a disclaimer. Whatever Nana is saying, I have no idea. I don't know what he's talking about.
Which one?
I am as confused as you listening to us. Anyway, if you want to join this conversation, you can send us a text message, a WhatsApp, or a voice note to 0244883008, or check out the HKO live page, whether on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, and send us a message there. We'll definitely read it on the show. All right, look, let's go into our discussion. Is conflict natural or manufactured in relationship? Nana Bans, please break the ice for us.
Yes, Harry. I think it's both. There are certain conflicts that are natural. There are certain conflicts that emerges out of our expectations, out of our, out of our desires, out of our ideology, out of our beliefs. And there are certain conflicts which are deliberate, which are intentional. So it depends on the how do we call it? The intentionality behind the incidents. That's how we need to know whether it is a manufactured conflict or natural conflict. So I would say it both. It depends on the people behind that conflict. That's what we're able to determine whether it is manufactured or conflict. So I would say it is both.
Okay, so can you give us some examples of which ones are natural and which ones? I'm interested in the manufactured ones. So let's do the natural first.
Yeah, the manufactured ones. Let me give a scenario. There's this in my bathroom, right? Okay, let me say in our, because for me and my wife in our bathroom, there's this floor mat that is that has been placed in our bathroom. So anytime we come out from the bathroom, that is where we wipe our feet before we wear our sandals whenever we come out. And I mean, the arrangement is that we are not supposed to walk on that door and floor mat with our slippers or shoes.
Okay.
So anytime we get there, before you cross, you need to remove your slippers that are wearing before you step on it. And I feel I feel it's quite uncomfortable. So for me, anytime there's always an issue because sometimes I feel like why do I always have to, you know, consciously remove my slipper before I step on that floor mat. Anytime I step on it becomes an issue. And so for me, I've been able to my this thing will not work. So me, I've just ignored it. I just be working on it as much. Anytime I want to, there's an issue. So this is more of a manufacturing one, and more something that I very really do. All right, even though it's an arrangement that we are not supposed to work on it, I feel it's difficult for me. So anytime I work on it, it becomes an issue, and it takes into an how do you call it conflict. I mean, an argument. My friend said this, I also said no. This we never that's why I said that. Okay, then let her remove it from there. Because he says no, it has to be there. So this is more like a manufacturing or something that deliberately I do them, even though there's machines that I'm not supposed to do. And the natural ones are the ones that come as a result of as a result of our values. Okay. You are there with your partner. As a man, she's a woman. She had a different upbringing than mine. All right, we have a different ideologies. So definitely, as we meet naturally, there will be one or two changes here and there because of our individual differences.
And perhaps our upbringing too.
Yes, the upbringing also adds up to it because of the way I was brought up. There are certain things that we see, also for them to be normal. There are certain things that she will see, that it to be normal. There are certain things that I will see. I would just close my eyes. I would not even voice. I would not even comment. You know, women. They let small to know, but overcome back. So I'm like, because I would not be a backer. But that is women. That is their nature. You know, they tend to complain more. They tend to, you know, they always want to point issues out to you. At the other end, they 9 years. We the men, they are more like that or cat. Cats don't cast our women are more like in quote, more like orthodox. They back. Any little thing of looking, we just want to know that I'd the eye. But we sometimes we just ignore them. Meanwhile, sometimes be the sleepers arrangement here. Not my arranging here or Mancasa. Only the who pay. And I was sleepers, basically they are arranging or Bacasa. You know, so there. You know, our individual difference, our traits, some of them are inherent, some of them are something that we came into the world with. Yeah, no, I'm the best. I'm the best. If last we meet, these issues will come up and it turns into argument or create tensions in the home.
All right, Miss Willow.
Okay, so when it comes to the manufactured ones, sometimes like pressure or stress, sometimes stress from the office, you be stressed up to the extent that like you get home and they ask you a question, instead of you answering nice before you realize no one can come so by the time you come to realization, Charlie, now if you can the other party is not even responding to it because he or she feels hurt and all that. So like pressure from the office now, it's also part of it. And then financial stress too. Like financially, when how you want things to be, if it is not going the way you want it, and like meeting up school fees and all that, sometimes kids will be sacked and all that. No, like you don't become happy until the little thing provokes you and all that. But there are some too that are the natural one. For instance, like when there is change in growth, as and when we are growing, we have our individual words, growth and all that. So that one too can, if not well addressed, like the way you see things, the way you perceive things and all that. If Ebia, just as Nana was saying, but the woman will just talk about it. So if you don't get how you strategize in between this now, always there's going to be a kind of conflict in the house. Whatever you see, you become this like there will be this agreement, and then individual opinions, differences in our opinions and perspective. You see, as individuals as we are all unique in our different ways. Our values and our beliefs definitely wouldn't be the same thing. I come from a different background, you also coming from a different background. We coming together. At the end of the day, you see that the way let's take the precedent for instance. Ebi me fi a me say, so me no one to, and this person keep pressing it from the middle. They be a corner with me and middle now. You push it up. No. They be a come and finfia. If care is not taken, you'll be arguing over this. It can create little conflict. So you just when you see it, you just ignore it or you overlook it. Then you do it the way you want it to be done. I think when the person is the type that is very observant and not doing it deliberately, at least as time goes on, when he or she realizes that. I think the person wants to learn, and then this kind of conflict wouldn't happen.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm never mistaken. Mistake by me as some. Mistake when I'm working. That's the one I mean could be done. The money I get to this person was I now. I don't think I'm magnified one. I would think that my voice is any no thing saying to me. I have a point equivalent.
And ego, I like that.
My voice is no. Then I'm out of
She has the ego eye.
Okay, so let's move on then. I now want to know, are there certain conflicts to be expected in a relationship? So like in this way, the same way you expect some goodness, some nice things to happen for you in the relationship, are there certain conflict that in a relationship automatically yes you should expect to happen? Yes, Miss
Intimacy.
Intimacy.
Nana, please don't come in here.
Conflict in
Yeah.
intimacy. Okay.
Sometimes you'd like to touch a woman and she wouldn't be in the mood to do that. And these are normal arguments that some unexpectedly it's messy. Probably the other party could be tired, but on to me so when it happened, oh man, so and my bra, na my me yo. Because the person feels that no, I'm tired, I need to rest. Tomorrow probably I will have I have a long day tomorrow, so I need to rest and all that. And sometimes the person would and party because you're not communicating it to your partner and he or she is not getting the whole thing. Or before say wash I don't deliberately I don't want to come in. So at the end of the day and also be creating issue. Or be crowded will come back more than personal mayaka. So these are they are natural I can't say a natural conflict that comes. And then communication styles. The way I make a smile when can them. It's a bit that day as it is, say it as it is. Some people too would just what is sebi. You just say it hey massa, then about the man now like you tell the person as it is. Sometimes it wouldn't go down well with that person. But these things are natural. It depends on when and how it comes. Then before you realize why you say it as it is. Then if the other party feels offended, before later when you realize that you come and then apologize to the person. So I think communication style is also one thing that we need to look at. And then household responsibility. When it comes to your fear, when we share the responsibilities now, sometimes if the other party doesn't do it, no, it creates some kind of conflict. Like the gist I told you of, we have all agreed that if I do the cooking, you do the washing. So at the end of the day, if I cook and you expect me to also do the washing, inclusive, like a best style. If care is not taken, I want to be hammer, but things like this, no, it just happened like that. So you don't need to force it. If you can do it, go and then wash the thing for you to be okay.
Okay. Nana, any more to add?
Miss Lakabube, but what kind of close about one has to do with times and seasons. You know that time of the month, especially for yeah, free would be sometimes they go through it. Sometimes they go through guys anger and all that. Small thing but they flare up more casa. And sometimes towards the end of the stage, certain stages in our lives, what they kind of why and what do you mean of course? We know how they also behave. Sometimes this is also contribute to or a conflict in relationships as well. But also there are certain happenings, there are certain, let me call it disasters. If you are at a point, you must say, another be not even only with must say the planning a promotion. If it's now on this status of consultancy or they address in a certain way because now no, I am the CEO of this company, so they fear or death or they have certain treatment. So those treatment are not coming. But today in being free, me room make out so they could be because I'm the me problem me at them. They are also two more the conflict or about our another fear.
Okay, okay. If you just tuned in, it's 16 after 9 p.m. We are on topic time on the Orange Lounge on Radio Max 105.1 FM. We are also streaming live on the Zeno app. Just find it on the App Store of any of the phone companies that you use, and then download it, install, or and then search for Radio Max Takrade, and you find us there. Otherwise, just go on to the Radio Max Facebook page right now. The link is right there for you to listen to us wherever you are in the world. Our topic time, we are discussing conflict resolution strategies, turning disagreements into growth opportunities. So you are welcome. Let's look at what are some of the basic resolution strategies available to any relationship now. I mean, something that the average person can fall on in order to enhance the growth of their relationship. And Abans, I think you begin this one for us.
Yes, I think one basic resolution skill or measures that we can put in place to be able to resolve conflict is when we openly discuss some of these changes, some of these issues, when we make that conscious effort that look, this meeting that we're having or this discussion, the purpose is to be able to resolve these issues. Sometimes the mindset is not how do I say it, for us to get some of what able to bring out certain solutions that will be able to handle the issues. Sometimes because I want to voice out, I want to prove somebody is wrong here. It's not necessary for us come together to be able to come out a decision or be able to resolve the issues positively. But the back I'm only going to voice out the issues. So when we make that conscious effort, look, I want us to resolve this. I want us to be able to bring this issue out. I don't want it to repeat itself again. Or the next time that is able to repeat itself, I want to be able to handle it in a particular way. A whole beyond back. I believe that is how we're able to handle such. When it comes to discussions or communication, with regards to oil conflict resolution, then also, what they I believe in patience. I believe in calmness. In peace, and then quickly you begin to react because one said from his band, my late kakra, I expected banana food to be on the table. The one is also working. This was late. I thought the rocket on his bed. Or not move food should be ready. But I'm not supposed to eat after 7. Even the woman is at the kitchen, cooking for you not after passion or a casa. But in your bottle, my night and I believe you'll be able to control your temper, you will keep your calm. And that issue, you feel that issue, well, it would even be an issue. You're able to handle it in a very nice way. So I will leave for Madam Philo to also continue.
All right, Miss Philo.
Okay, so I think one of the basic resolution is let's find the root cause of the disagreement.
Okay.
What are the triggers that? what are some of the things that you do that triggers that. So at least you finding the root cause, will help. And then one thing too, you should be able to identify the issue. And then a coffee assassin no by what happened. Do you get it? What's you probably if you might have said something, then next time when we say no, so we may can be this is the mood or this is what happens. Then you also what you don't talk about that again. And then don't be too judgmental or too quick to judge. When the person is talking, you need to be active listener. Be one out no. Let a person pour out his displeasure and all that. And when you're able to do that, it will help. Don't like use the I statement. Only thing now, be in the person's shoes. Be like I say, empathy, right? Empathetic. Be empathetic for that person. And when you do those things, like you wouldn't find yourself in such situations. So for me, I think with those, if you're able to go by this, you need to compromise each other. Where the person falls short, no. And more be who say, hey, now they be the master man catch, they be the master man catch the mention, and you be like you don't do that publicly. Definitely, the person wouldn't feel fine. No whole bone crowd, the man can't say no whole bouncer. You can find a nice way by buying antiperspirant and all that for the person to use. It's a way of communicating something. But I won't kind of say, oh, whole bone. Are you getting the whole thing?
I get you.
So like when you're able to do all these things, know when to talk, how to talk, and then we listen to each other, we compromise, we become each other's keeper and all that. When the person is voicing out his displeasure, you listen to the person, you don't become too quick to judge. Put yourself in the person's shoe. I think when you're able to do these things now, we'll be able to resolve some of these conflicts.
All right. So in my research, I came across this conflict resolution strategy model. They call it the Thomas Kilmann model, right? So this model identifies 5 different approaches to conflict-based on 2 dimensions. Assertiveness, that is one. In this case, you are pursuing your own goals, and then cooperativeness, where you are pursuing the other person's goals. So the 5 different approaches that they have set under this is number 1, avoiding. Now, avoiding means low assertiveness and low cooperativeness. That is ignoring the conflict or withdrawing from it. I can say that a lot of men are in this side of it. They use this strategy to handle conflicts in their relationships. So some men will tell you that I'm a bufua, and I'm a bufua, and I'm yes, they are basically trying to avoid escalating the incident.
But
every na issue na resolved. Then number 2, accommodating. In this case, it is low assertiveness and high cooperativeness. This one, it means we are yielding to the other person's needs and prioritizing the relationship over our goals. So you may be right, but because you value the relationship at a higher level than what is a conflict for the 2 of you, you let go and then let the other person, in this case, win. Then there is competing. This is a level for high assertiveness and low cooperativeness. In this case, you are pursuing your own goals at the expense of the other. And this is also a way of managing conflict, because sometimes your partner might not understand what you are putting across, or doesn't even understand the situation you are tackling, but they are just talking. So you have to be assertive in this case to ensure that what you know is right is what you both do for the right results to come to you. Then next is number 4, there's compromising. This one, there's moderate assertiveness and moderate cooperativeness. That is, you find a middle ground where both parties make concessions to reach a mutually acceptable, though not ideal, solution. So you both have points, or you have cause to want the thing to go your way. However, again, because you cherish your relationship more, you reach a compromise, or you come to a middle ground and settle on that middle ground, and then you move on. It's like when I got married, I was a Catholic, my wife was a charismatic, she didn't want to go to a Catholic church. I really didn't know which one to join. So it came to a point we had to decide. She left her church, I left mine. We both started a new church, and we've been in that church ever since, right? So that's yes, that's the compromise we had to reach at that level. Then, last but not the least, is collaborating. This one has the levels of high assertiveness and high cooperativeness. That is working together to find a solution that fully satisfies both parties' goals and needs. So in this case, it's like you're building on the strength that both of you bring to find a solution to this conflict. So at the end of the day, it's not like someone gained ahead of the other or at the expense of the other. So you play on the strength that both of you have, then you jump in with it into finding the solutions. Right. I would like us to tackle just 5 practical steps for conflict resolution. Are you here with us? Okay. Nanabans, let's do some practical, 5 of them, practical ways of conflict resolution, which will become like as soon as you snap your fingers, you can go to and then resolve a pertinent issue with. Yeah? Nanabans? Hello? Okay. Looks like Nanabans is gone.
Oh, but he
No,
just talked.
He's by the phone too. I think the phone is on, but he's not.
And then he has probably.
He's probably left the phone somewhere. Maybe okay, chew him off. Anyway,
So like,
mhm.
you need to manage your emotions, right? That
Emotional
is, you need to stay
control.
calm and then communicate it. Stay calm, communicate it. So manage your emotions. When something happened, you don't just get up and communicate. You take a break, just ponder over what the person is saying or what the person did. Then based on that, you'll be able to think so that you don't act in a way that you may regret later. And then sometimes too, you need to seek common grounds, right? Like why, which area, or what exactly, what is that thing, that particular thing that always triggers this kind of conflict. So you look for that area, then you tackle it accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you are able to do that too, it will help. And then you should, I said earlier, be active listener. Mama sonunda hopa tia semi, you don't be quick to judge the person. You understand? Understand the person's perspective. Ebia na otobo na otie na ubehum bebia ofiba. Then out of that you'll be able to, both of you get solution. Then you overcome such situations too as well. Like don't play blame games. Like when the person says something, like feel it. Funny say yewo. Funny say yewo. And then man, cause and I ye no then so then carry the man when they can no, don't do that. Like feel, let the person talk, don't blame him. Would you no the real calmly, you know how to address that issue, even if the person didn't do it well. But like if you just start blaming or start na hada ye hada in there, the person may feel some way. So at least if you're able to listen to the person and then calmly, you don't blame, you don't play blame games, you just let the person talk, then later you find a solution that, oh okay, if you had done it ABC, it would have helped. So next time such things let's try and do it this way to avoid these kind of problems. I think if you're able to stick to those few ones that I have mentioned now, trust me, you'll be able to
Okay.
overcome it.
Nti sɛ mɔbɔ wozi ne nyinaa tɔ fa, this is how I put it, that set ground rules. Okay, before discussing, establish rules for respectful communication. I think he said one of them: no blaming, no name calling, and no interrupting. I think meaningful baby or pedamaz in the when there is an issue and the woman is talking, because they are heads of the family, sometimes they lord it over women in order to, even when their cause is wrong, make it seem like they are the ones who are right.
Yeah.
So when your partner is talking, just as Miss Philo said, be an active listener instead of interjecting every second you get, in order to ensure that the person doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't help you any relationship of that sort. Right, Nanamas, are you back with us?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry,
we
sorry.
are looking for
left
you.
to- Yes. Mko sure I'm not kakra Benedict.
Some okay.
Anything let me add that there is this thing in banking we call KYC, know your customer. I would also say know your partner.
KYB.
Let's spend time to know ourselves, know whoever that you are with. Ne likes, ne dislikes, ne what kind of then where the passion is, where the interest who ne background. You almost let's try to know ourselves. Let's know more about ourselves. The thing is, the more you know each other, the more you understand each other. And less there will be conflict in the home or in the relationships. Misunderstand, there will be issues. However, the more you know, so the more you understand, me and I'm going to make the me on pay. If they're in America, make it go, but I'll be taken in the other way around. It's in the main camp. And I'm in the book, and I'm going to make it say, I'm going to easy. He or she doesn't mean it. When these things are playing a bonado day, be able to handle issues very well. Issues would even escalate to the level where people from outside even have to come in to be able to resolve those issues for you. The issues definitely come, but be able to handle them well. Okay, and also, I also believe that we need to communicate, openly communicate.
Okay.
When there's an issue and we communicate those issues, we sit down when we make, as I said earlier, we make that conversation for that look. We want to resolve the issue, not just coming to just make no, but we are coming the intention that we want to resolve this issue, and with the intention that it will not be repeated. All right. Sometimes yabakasa adebecho baso akebim, but yakas na yazo be leave better all for today. Ademu nonsense sibi.
Okay.
I believe also because the more we resolve, the more it keeps repeating. Next time if you call for a meeting, the pattern will not come. Okay, cool. In case she ever gets what you know, what's our quiet on bamboo beam. But then when you read that, then where there's remorse, okay, I don't want it to be repeated and personal. It brings that life in the pattern. Oh, look at the minute as I will see, and I can see next someone that's an issue where we come to set corner. Everybody's coming with high expectation because knows definitely after the meeting we'll go back as paying people where those issues will not be repeated.
All right. So finally, how you see this one? How do we turn disagreement into growth opportunities? So, like, how do we treat disagreement or conflict like business models or opportunities to profit out of? Because we may be in a conflict, but my mind is somewhere like it's an opportunity for either of you to become better than you were before that conflict. So how do we turn disagreements into growth opportunities? Are you saying something?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's hear you.
I was in the mode of silence. I wanted to hear Nana Bans because it's a long time I heard.
And now we have barely 8 minutes. Let's go.
Yes, it's about one. You need to be active listener, as my sister already said, and moreover, too, at times when it happens like that, you need to take a break, like you said. You need to take a break, listen to your partner. I mean, take advantage of whatever. Maybe you are disagreeing, but you take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think you're taking us back to what we. Right now, the question we want to look at is.
Oh, I'm also okay.
The question we want to look at is how do we turn the disagreements or the conflicts that are in relationships into growth opportunities? The rather than become subject of the conflict. Can we go higher than that?
I will say that sometimes we are too serious. Sometimes we are too fixated. Sometimes we should let go. Sometimes you have to be yesterday. Rather than they be so serious. I'm better than maybe you are no. But sometimes you have to be yesterday. Many the day because zinchi for be man that I don't see piano yasan kakaba. In Fama, me will tell the being Harry. So I hear that we have done that one and the Madaban with Mataban. Drinking from me. The bottom get you some wedding. But every more, yes, sir. Into I didn't end it, but a little sometimes here too serious at the now. Oh, to my again. I didn't panic at the behind who made food. No knowing. Sometimes yes, sir. And I don't to him, Hajina.
Oh, for that one, sure. At least at times, there are certain things that you need to let it go. And normally, and I am being forbidden so. I be sending to me, especially as you've said. Well, a quick my bear break at war. Oh, there's some more can you see, like, what the Manacasa, Nyama frustrates you are frustrated human being, Nenam. If you know, worry, not or she will before. You just have to love over it. It won't sound a lesser. It is through, but normally, it's through the brain side of the buffoonam. It is through a lady, a groupie of him. It's in the bonnet casa, so I went there. I will just, I'll mum too. They are my brain, mum too. I'll be okay. Let that for him. I mean, you go away by that.
Okay. Miss Philo, anything to add?
So, you need to. What I would like to add, at least they've said almost. I said earlier, you need to refrain from disagreements. Anything that you think, say, we are Emma, you have to learn from the disagreement. Then you grow on it. Okay, the man say me can be a nebufu. And so if you know it means you have learned something. So you're quiet, you are growing, and you get it. And then you do that for the person as well. So when you do that, the person understand. And then when the person does something, just be empathize with the person. Okay, nti so ya me so a nka ba asem na meka. Okay, me kan dey. Okay, the next time me nka the man say me biom. And I say mubufu a me nye the man just as he said mubufu a I'll just walk out or I'll just isolate myself from them so that I don't repeat whatever I repeated and I create a problem. Instead of then if you try to avoid all these things now, then you see that little by little you guys will be growing. If first you are not a good listener, please now be an active listener to the person. If you put that in, it will work. And then let's have open communication. BBC and Pocho, what I want now, just as Nana said, sit down, find the root cause of the thing, just as we said. Now, after finding the root cause, what do we do? Oh, okay, no, fin the kono. I am man kind of man say min shobi, and I mean, the man shed and fa memfa mompo boy into hanum de biom na asimesi ne bomba mmufu ana de bia mama na nkote onkonsu ne biom na odum pada be kan chem de wa bre. I'll also try and help. I'll support her with the household chores so that at the end of the day no yen na yen day no will be eased off, so that when it comes to intimacy we can all enjoy as we're supposed to do. So when you're able to do all these things, they say that you are growing, so you grow over it because you don't do the things you used to do previously again. You found the root cause, you found the solution to it, and now it's up to you. What is left is to grow on that upon that way. So I think these are some of the things when you do it will help.
All right. The way you ended it now, I don't want to even take closing remarks from any of you. I think it's a good conclusion to our discussion. What I would say is just a reminder to us that these are the 5 approaches that we can adopt. You can try avoiding it, you can try accommodating the conflict, you can try competing against the conflict, or give in by compromising, and then the two of you can also come together, collaborate, and overcome that conflict you have. All right. 41 after 9. I think this is where we'll end our topic time for tonight's edition of the Orange Lounge. My guests have been Miss Philo, Nana Ehuntehun, and Nana Bans. Many thanks to these guys.